What is going on, Trash Talkers? We're back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our predictions for the NFC Playoff picture going forward. All that and much more coming your way right now! Hey Trash Talkers, over 85% of you are still not subscribed to the channel. Please be sure to hit that red subscribe button and turn on notifications, as it will help us create more daily content for you. Thank you and enjoy today's video. All right, Nick, we are starting to get ready for the home stretch of the 2021 NFL season. This is a perfect time to take a look at both conferences in depth and really take a look at which teams are contenders and which teams are pretenders. And I know we do this pretty much every week now, where we go through and say, all right, well, these are the teams I think will end up here. But I think we really need to take a deep dive into each conference and take a look at where the teams are stacked up and which teams can truly and honestly take a leap up maybe into the playoff picture. So as you guys can see, we have the current playoff landscape right now as it stands for week 15 prior to the games. And we take a look at all of this and we see some teams that are interesting. Washington being the number 7 seed, with Minnesota, Philly, Atlanta, New Orleans all sitting there with the same record right behind them outside of the playoff picture. Nick, I just want to ask your opinion and your thoughts. Do you see any of those bottom 3 teams that aren't currently leading their division, the Rams, the 49ers, and Washington, do you see any of them potentially leaving the playoff picture and being out of the playoffs? And what teams do you see that could possibly enter in?
Honestly, I don't think that any of those 3 teams are going to be moving all too much. If any team moves into the top 4, it's going to be the Los Angeles Rams, which means the Arizona Cardinals are going to drop some games. It's going to be tough to do because honestly, their schedule's not too difficult, mainly the Indianapolis Colts being the biggest task in front of them. But it's going to be hard to do. I think that the Rams stay put at number 5. I don't think they move from there. If we see a team move out of the playoffs, it's going to be the Washington football team. With the injuries to Taylor Heineke and to Terry McLaurin and this defense not playing great at all this season, I just don't think the Washington football team is going to have that success that they had for that nice run. They lost last week. They're going to continue to have some bad games, as the next 4 weeks are kind of tough for them. They're going to have some struggles, and I don't expect them to win even half of those games. So I think that they're going to fall out. We're going to see teams like the Minnesota Vikings really come alive, really put it together. Yes, their secondary is not good. Their offensive line is abysmal. But as long as Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook are there, I'm trusting this offense to get the job done, to take this team over the top and put them into the playoffs. The Philadelphia Eagles are also another team to watch out for, because they've got a lot of divisional games coming up for the rest of the season, and that is a very easy schedule for them. The Eagles have a lot of offensive weapons that have been working out. Their secondary has been playing incredible, and they've been making up for a lot of the missing help in that front 7. The Philadelphia Eagles have been playing very well for what they have to work with, and I think that they're a sneaky team that could definitely slide in to the top 7. They're a dark horse that I'm looking out for.
I mean, you kind of stole my thunder with the Philadelphia Eagles, because I've been riding the Eagles, saying that they are going to sneak their way in to the playoffs some way, somehow. I truly and honestly believe it. You pegged Washington as a team that's going to probably leave the top 7, which I agree with. I almost want to say that San Francisco is going to do the same, and that's only because San Francisco is playing so far above their level right now. I think that they're going to come crashing down to earth at some point. They don't have too many quality teams in front of them to really stop them, but I think that there's a better scenario in which they drop to either 7 or 8, and you see a Minnesota overtake them. You see an Atlanta Falcons take them, who we see playing them this week. So I think at the end of the day, those are the two teams we have to really watch out for. I think you're right. I think the Rams are pretty much locked in, whether it be the 5 or if they can take over the Cardinals. I think those two teams are pretty locked in for a playoff spot right now. It's going to be the 6 and 7 seed in the NFC. And I think that's a big thing to watch. And Nick, we kind of talked about it pre-show and just saying that this might be the first time in a while where most of these battles actually come down to the final week of the regular season. I mean, a lot of these teams are going to be playing their hearts out come week 18, the first week 18 we've ever had. And I think at this point, we have to take a look at the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles, the Atlanta Falcons. I don't think the New Orleans Saints have what it takes to get there. I think Taysom Hill is an okay quarterback at best. I think he's a back tier quarterback at best, but right now he's not going to do it. The Carolina Panthers are in shambles with their quarterback situation. The Seattle Seahawks are a sneaky good team just because you know what they can be. They just haven't been there yet. And I don't know if it's because I'm just putting my head through a wall trying to not accept that Russell Wilson is kind of falling off a little bit, or if it's his finger injury, or whatever the case is. Maybe it's Pete Carroll. At the end of the day, I think Seattle has to be looked at as a legit contender to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that the Seattle Seahawks have been coming on strong late, but they've got some divisional opponents that they still need to face, and we already have the other 3 teams from that division in the playoffs. I just don't think that we're going to see a 4th team, the entire division, make the playoffs. That's something that's never been done before. I just don't think that they have what it takes to get over the Washington football team or the Philadelphia Eagles or the Minnesota Vikings. There's a reason that they're sitting there at 12. They're still at the back half of their conference.
I mean, it's interesting, right? Because you say they're at number 12, but at the end of the day, Washington is 6 and 7. And Seattle's 5 and 8. I mean, they're literally a game out of that 7 seed. So there's a lot that's going to transpire over the next few weeks. And we're not going to go schedule by schedule and depict every winner and loser moving forward. But I think we have the teams that we're really eyeing right now, and that being the Vikings and the Eagles. I think we definitely have the Falcons and the Seahawks who can make some noise. But Washington and San Francisco, they are not safe where they currently are. I think those are 2 teams that could end up out of the NFC playoff picture. All right, well, I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of the NFC playoff picture. Which teams do you think will be in, and which teams do you think will be out? All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.